Hi guys, this is Ken, and this is another episode of Postcards from Cebu. Today I thought I would follow up on the last couple of videos, give a little more detail about Filipinas, about the Philippines, especially for those of you who have not been to the Philippines, you've not traveled there, but maybe you've met a girl online you kind of like and you're thinking about making that trip, and just kind of give you some perspective of how things go in the Philippines and what it's like. I mentioned before that it's very unlikely that your Filipino girlfriend is going to be able to get a visa to visit the United States. You're going to have to travel to the Philippines and meet her. You will have to go there and meet her and stay with her for a couple of weeks. Take a vacation, go to the Philippines. It's a beautiful place. It's a tropical paradise. It is a developing country, and they've made the Philippines government and the Philippine population in general has made a lot of progress in recent years. Cebu city's becoming a modern city, but it still has third world infrastructure, so I guess you could call the Philippines a second world country. They're not quite on par with Europe and the United States, but they're working on it. All right, so let's say you found a Filipina that you really like, you're interested, you want to go, you book a flight to the Philippines and visit with her for a week or two to decide, is she the one? I mean, you want to know that. As an American, we have a tourist visa waiver program with the Philippines. So basically all you need to do is show up with an American passport, probably a lot of other European countries, Australians maybe also. And they're just going to stamp in your passport that you're here when you arrive. And you have basically 30 days and you have to leave. Well, you don't have to leave, but you do, when you arrive, have to have a return ticket. In other words, you have to have a return ticket to return back to wherever you came from, or what is often also referred to as onward travel. You have to have a ticket to another destination outside of the Philippines. So they're going to look that you come into the Philippines and you have a ticket to travel out of the Philippines to somewhere else. The first 30 days, it's an automatic tourist visa. You can extend that. As a matter of fact, I've heard of people extending for up to 2 years by going to the Bureau of Immigration, the BI, and extending it. You pay a fee and you extend your visa. That can be done as well. But in this case, we're talking about this is your first trip. You want to meet your Filipina, you guys have met online, you've been chatting, you kind of fancy her, and you want to get to know her better. So you jump on a plane, fly to the Philippines. You don't need to go to the Philippine embassy in Washington or wherever you live, or consulate, to get a visa. You can just hop on a plane and fly there. But you do need to have a return ticket or an onward ticket going to another destination. You do need to have that. The internet can be kind of spotty in the Philippines. A lot of the connections are DSL, they're slow. You may notice when you're chatting with your Filipina that it comes and goes, and sometimes she can't talk to you because she doesn't have a connection. Everyone is working to improve that situation, but how long it takes, it could take some time. It is spotty, but they do have it, and a lot of Filipinas are internet savvy. They know how to use computers and cell phones especially. Speaking of cell phones in the Philippines are unlocked cell phones, not like in the US where you're kind of tied to a particular carrier. Let's say you're on AT&T or Verizon. They give you a nice deal on a phone, but your phone will only work on Verizon while you have the plan with Verizon. That's not the case in the Philippines. In the Philippines, you buy a phone. As a matter of fact, I bought one for myself. And then the phone is unlocked, and you can have one or more SIM cards in the phone that you purchase from a cell phone carrier. In my case, I use Globe Telecom. And on that, it's prepaid. You put the SIM card into your phone, and you get a phone number, and you can call, text, do whatever you like, depending on the load that you buy. And when they talk about a load, that's a dollar amount that you pay to Globe in advance in order to use the cell phone. So they often talk about a P500 load or a P100 load or something like that. P meaning Philippine peso. And there are lots of sorry stores and other places around where you can go put a load on your phone. I'm looking at trying to do that on the internet. I have to work with Globe on that and see if that's possible. Right now, I'm roaming on Globe because I'm here in Maryland and Vivian is back in Cebu. And so I'm roaming, and I had to set up roaming on my phone in order to be able to use it. But having a Philippine number makes it easy for Vivian to contact me, and it's fairly inexpensive for her. It costs me, but it's fairly inexpensive for her. So don't expect that if you have an account with Verizon or AT&T or whatever, that your phone is automatically going to work once you get to the Philippines. That's simply not the case. I believe you can make arrangements ahead of time with a U.S. Cell phone carrier, and they'll let you roam in because they have bilateral agreements with telecom companies in the Philippines, and they'll let you roam on it. But I'm pretty sure that it's still going to be expensive for your Filipina to text or talk to you because she'll have to make an international call in order to call you. Something to look into. The Filipinas have been exploited in the past, and the Philippine government set up an outfit called CFO, stands for Commission for Filipinas Overseas. And basically what they do is they lecture Filipinas who are going to leave the country and go to another place. It can be, basically it can be a bunch of scare tactics. The government is lecturing to these young Filipinas and trying to scare them into not leaving and staying. Some people say that. I don't know. I've never been to one of the seminars. I can tell you that my wife, Vivian, has to attend a seminar before she can get her visa and passport in order to travel here to the United States, even as my wife. So the CFO, they are going to counsel your Filipina about traveling outside of the Philippines. There's also a very large contingent of Filipinos who work overseas. They call those CFWs or OFWs, Overseas Filipino Workers. There are a lot of Filipinos who work in, especially in the Arab countries, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. There are a number of them in Hong Kong. I think there's another vlogger on YouTube here. I think her name is Myra K. Myra is an English teacher, and I believe she's working in Japan, or she was recently. Anyway, you can check her out. But a lot of Filipinos do work overseas. A lot of Filipinos are also seamen. The Philippines is an archipelago of like 7,107 islands, something like that. So the Filipinos have been seafarers for a very, very long time, and quite a few of them put to sea regularly on commercial transport maritime lines. And so there is a big push in the Philippines to counsel Filipinas who are traveling overseas. And the Philippine government wants to try to ensure the safety of the folks that are traveling. Anyway, guys, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.